Are you interested in building your own computer, but you don't know where to start? I just want to show you this amazing tool, a web page called PC Part Picker that I find incredibly helpful when I want to try to determine what parts I might need to build a computer or how they are compatible, how they all work together, where I might be able to buy them, the different costs, how to budget. There's a whole bunch that goes into it, and I know for some people it can be very overwhelming, but you decide that you want to buy a pre-built machine, and maybe you go on to your favorite online social media group, and you're asking the community, so to speak, for their suggestions, and people will tell you, oh, no, you can't buy a pre-built machine. You have to build your own, you're going to save money. And I do think that there is a place in the world for pre-built machines. I do think it is an incredible experience to build your own and to learn how each of those parts all work together, so that over time, throughout the future, you can upgrade components and you can really have a computer that's yours and that's custom built to your standards for the jobs and for the purposes you might have. I know not everyone is a gamer, not everyone is using it for content consumption. So let's check it out. I'm going to head over to the main computer screen here, and I'll just give you a little bit of a tour of this web page. Now, it's really quite straightforward once you get into it. And the thing is, if you look up in the top left hand corner here, we've got this system builder, it's called. And the great thing about the system builder part is that it has the ability for you to customize each and every part. But you say to me, hey, I don't know, that's why I'm here. So if we go over to the second tab at the top, it's called Build Guides. The great thing about the Build Guides is that it takes into consideration each and every person's individual needs and budget when it comes to creating a computer. Because as you can see, $4,083, that might be a little more than you're looking to spend, depending what your purposes are. But as we scroll down the list of these suggested builds, now these aren't computers for you to just buy outright. This is a website that's taking into account all the different brands, the different retail outlets, so that they're not selling you anything here. They're really trying to give you a way to bring it all together. So for example here, I think this 525, now also I am in Canadian dollars, that's CAD. I think that USD is probably going to be the most common currency discussed. So we're going to work on that number. Let's just take a quick peek here at the budget home office build. Now, right up front, it's showing you this is an AMD-based system. However, once you get inside the page, it gives you a little bit of information about each of the different components, why they're choosing them, and for most of them, it also gives you the opportunity to learn. And as you go down the page, now this is where it starts to get interesting. This is when we're really starting to break down what parts we're putting in a computer, the different components, such as your main processor, the motherboard, the memory, storage, case, power supply, optical drive. I mean, I haven't had a CD or DVD writer in a computer for a while, but heck, for $17.98, you can't go wrong, right? Now you'll see here on the right hand side that the lowest price available at this point in time would be Amazon or Newegg, and there's other retailers that they're going to show you. And even if you only ever use this page to use the build guide suggested builds, so that you can find a part list, and maybe you're going to order these parts and you're going to put it all together yourself. And let me tell you something, I really recommend it. Okay, you're going to get a lot out of building your own computer and understanding if something were to break or go wrong, you're going to know how to go back in there and how to fix it, right? So just something to consider. But you could also take these kind of part lists to your local computer store, or you could order them online. I just think it's an excellent tool when you can come onto this web page here. So we're looking at the guides now. Back on the top left, I'm going to show you something really important with the system builder, something really cool that's going to make it really helpful for you. So let's say we're going to take a look at a CPU, right? And yeah, I don't know which one we're going to go with. Let's just take this Ryzen 5 3600 off the top of the list, and that's the one we're going to go for. So there's a lot of things we can get, people's reviews. You can go through price history. I mean, it is unbelievable, the options. So, oh, sorry, we got to select it. We're going to add it here on the right-hand side, adding. Boom. Now we've got that on our list. We've got the lowest price would be from Newegg. So that's cool. But let's say you're going to go along and we're going to choose a cooler. Now, how do you know which one, right? This is where the power of this web page comes in. I don't even know. We're just going to pick one randomly that looks like it might not fit, okay? This Intel such and such of cooler, and we take a peek here. Oh, now at the top, there's a compatibility check. And it does say here, no issues or incompatibilities are found. But there's no prices available because I don't think these are very common. We're going to remove it from the list, which is really simple. And then we're going to go back in and let's pick something a little bit more modern, a little bit cool looking. Now you click on it, it'll give you all the different sources of where you can buy it. But I want to add it to the list. So we go to the right-hand side and we add it. Now, of course, I'm picking compatible components, so that is going to be awesome. But if you do choose a part that is not necessarily compatible with the build you're trying to put together, and let's see here, if this one here, is this going to work? Yeah. Now, you see the motherboard that I've selected, this Asus Prime B450M A Micro ATX AM4 motherboard. It is not compatible. Now, if we click this red warning bar where it says details below, and you'll see here some AMD B450 chipset motherboards may need an update. Well, that's not that big of a deal if you're familiar with this type of process, updating a BIOS. It's such an important thing that you can find that compatibility, though, because if we go through and we learn about each of the different parts, and they all are going to give you a lot of information about where you can buy them, the prices, the reviews. I just think this is such an incredible tool. And as well, you can come on in here, and this, I find it so much fun at the top, the completed builds. You see people's setups, and in there you can go and have a peek, and people are going to talk about it. They're going to give you the possible pros and cons. This one's saying their RAM got lost, but it got replaced, or, you know, tried to remove the USB cable. So I find this an incredible resource to learn from other people, you know, who may or may not have been building computers before. You know, they're ranging from these extreme setups. Like, let's take a look at this room here. This looks amazing. Just absolutely awesome kind of stuff. And, you know, I think it's the kind of tool that we can all use to get the information we need to build a computer, especially if it's not something you've done before. And I just want to share this with you. And if you haven't ever thought about building your own computer, I highly recommend it because it gives you a tool that you can use for so many parts of your life that you have a great sense of ownership and control over. Because if you're the kind of person that wants to do gaming, you know, then you can do gaming. But if you're the kind of person that just needs a computer for work, you know, everybody's staying at home these days and school and work, and everybody's doing these, you know, these Zoom meetings and such. I mean, you know that you don't need to get this Intel gaming streaming build for $1,700, but to know that there's, you know, an $800 great little option here that's going to run you, you know, within most budgets for computers. I just want to share this with you because I hear so many people online being so toxic to folks who just want to learn. They say, hey, I want to build my first computer. And, you know, the elitist folks come along and they don't want to share the information. This is what many people do to determine the compatibility of their parts. And, you know, if you have any other questions about it, please hit me up. Maybe I'll make a follow-up video. We'll do a complete build through of a system. But I think it's important that you know about this tool. It's free to use. They're not promoting any products. You know, I'm not selling anything, and neither is this webpage. And I hope you the very, very best in your PC building activities. Thank you so much for watching.